Welcome to Attican Plays Railway Empire. All right, welcome to part 2 of our revisit of the campaign mission 2 using all the latest and greatest through version 1.6 functionality. All right, sorry. God, I forgot I'm supposed to be talking here. Decided to go ahead and bump this brewery up. I want to have it actually probably a level 3 to match the total requirements of the 3 cities in our 3-city cluster. See, Baltimore's growing great, and it needs, oh no, we need more than that. 1.5 and, ooh, a new industry. Ooh, good timing. Stop. Let's see. We've got lumber and furniture. We've got meat and clothing. Dairy would be nice. If we could put a dairy, I think that's yes, a dairy for 250. We can. Aha. So once again, his cheap those cheap factories for Roger pays off. So we can, for 250 grand, we can put in a dairy farm. And it produces 0.8, and let's just kind of balance this out while we're waiting on the money to accumulate. 0.8 dairy. That's just one city's worth. So we would want to bump this up to a level 2 as well, which would be $500,000. I'm probably going to need some more milk. And, oh, Baltimore too. Oh my goodness. Okay, everything's popping here at once. Are we running milk? We're not running milk. We need to run milk into that warehouse. And we'll pass on that one. That's too expensive for the dairy. But we will definitely run milk into our warehouse. We've already got our line set up for it. So I'm trying to move it back because I want to try to merge it in front of that that's not going to work. Wanted to merge it before that supply tower, but it's not a big deal if we don't. The question is, can we merge it anywhere? Don't care about the grade. It's going downhill loaded and back. Come here. Ah. All right. So again, finish off that thought. I don't care about it being that heavy climb because that's going uphill empty. It's going downhill full, so shouldn't have any troubles. And we'll run some dairy trains in here to our warehouse. Okay, and that'll be excellent. And we've got, I would still like to catch that extra industry right there. So if we have beer, meat, what is the next industry? And it's okay if we miss it, but I would love to get it. Distillery would be too much trouble, I think. Paper mill hadn't come available yet. Technically, neither has the furniture industry. Paper mill would be nice. Distillery would be good if we That would be a lot of work. We got, if we were growing this as a, let's just make a quick comment there. If we were growing this as just, let's just grow them as big as we could, kind of playing freestyle, and we weren't worried about our task, we would take the time and run this sugar up here, and we would run this fruit down here. It would not be that hard. Run it somehow through this gap and hook it up with this line. And then we could put a distillery in Baltimore and make alcohol, which would be great because it could be shipped off. So, but we still have tasks to do, and they're not going to give us, I don't want to let too much time click off, even though we're way early. We're still in 1831, and we finished everything through 1834. But I don't want to let too much time go, so we need to buy some stock. We need to buy stock so that they'll let us move ahead and give us something else to do. 3.5. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and pay this one off, and then we'll see how big of bonds we can open up, and we'll use that money to buy a big chunk of whoever is the low man on a totem pole. Okay. 868, pretty good. 950, pretty good. Okay, well, we've got $1.9 million. Let's do 60%.
Shares in your competitor, you can merge with them and incorporate their roots and buildings with yours. Your competitor will then be out of business for good. This should stay just between us, as it's, well, not entirely legal. But we need to keep all of our options open. A saboteur has applied for a job with you. If you send him to one of your competitors, he will make trouble for them. This can also cause their stock price to fall.
Now, if we were going to go ahead and pursue buying Don Lorenzo, we would use that saboteur. Now I'm just waiting for more instructions here.
More lucrative and will ensure you become the most important transporter there. By the way, your competitor, Don Lorenzo, is a bit of a gang boss. You can imagine that he has good connections to bandits and saboteurs.
Now, see, that textile business is really not a good fit there because we've already got textiles coming from Pittsburgh, and we could do so much better with a wood-based industry. And it's already up to a level 3. Oh, that's the tailor. We could run cotton up to it, or we could buy it while it's cheap.
Your first block of shares in a competitor.
There, finally, okay. They gave us some more tasks, and we've already finished them. We're at 100,000 in Baltimore. We bought out enough of a competitor. We're halfway to the. We need to hook up four more rural networks and Baltimore Toledo. So that's not going to be very hard. So let's do Baltimore to Toledo. Baltimore, Toledo. Here's Toledo. Out here, nobody's messing with it. We got an easy way to hook up, so we'll do that. And we could even, let's build, I'm going to put a large station in Toledo. Not that we need it, but you'll see why in a moment. And then we're going to run our line down. All we need to do, once we touch this line right here at Wilson Farm, our little cotton line, we will be hooked up with our network, and therefore we will be connected to New York. And we don't have to run trains all the way there. We could if we certainly could if we wanted to. But the more efficient thing to do at this point is to do something like, oh, I don't know, how about a beer meat line up here that would grow very rapidly. So let's get our connection. Task completed.
This will speed up the trade of goods and help bring more prosperity to the
Brought it in on the wrong socket, of course. What else is new? So we'll clip off the end here. There we go. And we can run a line with Pittsburgh. Yeah, why not? If they've got a, yeah, they've got a platform that isn't horribly busy, so let's just run a line with Pittsburgh.
crowds of people set out to cross the entire country, and the trains will continue to get faster. Don't look at me like that. You can't stop progress.
Okay, so what's our next task? Large company value 10 and buy a competitor. Okay. Let's do, this might be a good chance for us to try a different kind of warehouse connection. We got the warehouse here where one warehouse is actually serving two cities, and you can see they're doing great. Baltimore is 100, how big is Baltimore? 119,000. Washington is how big? It's not doing as well. Now, why is that? We're not getting enough wheat. Okay, we need more trains taking wheat to Washington. I don't see any delays anywhere, so we just need to run more trains. Unless it's slow right through here, it is not. There's no... Oh, here we go. This is the problem right here. Where we made our fancy little flat line, it's actually slowing us down. Because this train right here is coming in and stopping everything. So we've got to get rid of that. Again, we've got to get rid of that little signal right there. Sorry about this train, but you got to go because that signal has got to go. Now that'll open things up a lot better. Sometimes I think people tend to think the way to fix a delay is put in more signals, and quite often it's take one out. All right, so back what I was saying. Let's figure out a way to grow these two and really have a rocking and rolling beer meat line thing going here. Now we could do a pass-through warehouse. That would be super easy to set up between Toledo and Grand Rapids. We could put a warehouse on Toledo and have it feed Grand Rapids, or we can put one on Grand Rapids and have it feed Toledo. Oh, what to do, what to do. Too many choices. Let's do... Let's do a pass-through warehouse and have it automatically pick up this these logs, because that's another, you see the catchment area of the warehouse, it'll automatically load logs as soon as we turn logs on in that warehouse. Let's put a train station up here in Grand Rapids, and let's hook this up so that we have a pass-through warehouse, but I'm going to run it as freight only, because I'm going to assume that we're going to rock and roll with the growth on these two cities once we get it going. And you'll notice I'm not putting any switches or anything there in the middle, because those middle two are going to be strictly for these two cities to go flying through. That's why it's called a pass-through warehouse. I'm going to put the supply towers up here relatively close to the warehouse so that I can bring other goods into that warehouse from out in the field, so to speak. So what do we want to bring? We want to bring in logs and wheat and veggies. Corn. Logs, wheat, veggies, corn for sure. Okay. Sugar. I think there's sugar and milk. Stop that.
Did you know that I am speaking in Washington
And
on behalf
fruit.
of some
Okay.
Indian tribes? They have granted me the
Oh
title
man,
of Taiwan.
I just bid on that. I didn't mean to. I was just trying to get rid of it. Too much stuff going on. Sorry. I just bought a log business way down here that I just let's see if we can give it back or sell it or something. Let's see. We've got it. There we go. Let's just give it back. All right. So where were we? Okay, so for our pass through, we will set up a line that goes from here to here to here to here. Our first train will set, oh yeah, 2 and 3. 2 to 2. And then we'll set up another line, does the same thing, only this time it'll go 3 to 3. 2 and 3 are our middle two tracks. So we got, and you know what? I meant to make them freight only, didn't I? Okay. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll run six trains. And now you'll notice that they're not going to carry much. All they've got, they can exchange their meat and beer, and they can get logs right now. So we need to add a few more items into the mix. But I also want to take a look to see if we can't. Bye-bye, Don Lorenzo. Now the question becomes, do we want to liquidate Don Lorenzo, or do we want to keep his infrastructure? So he's got a nice large station here. He's got a station in Albany, in Syracuse. Oh, I just can't stand the mess, though. I don't want to mess with it. So we are going to slow down and merge, and we'll take the cash.
Congratulations. You're doing some excellent work, and your company has greatly increased in value.
So there, we got rid of Don Lorenzo. Now what would it take for us to...
You have defeated a competitor and taken over all their routes and buildings.
Oh, let's see here. And notice we didn't get very many employees, but we'll... Oh, I see. We already count them as hired. Oh, that was lovely. Now there, okay, there I'll say yay for that switch. That's new functionality. You can assign all those staff. We used to have to do, I called it the dance of the employees, where you had to go out and find a home for all those staff. So we got like 20 some employees, and we just assigned them to jobs. So that was great. We'll probably get some conflict. So now we've done everything except our cash value. We're already to 14 million. So let's see if we can't get our two-city cluster going before we end up winning the scenario. So let's set up a station from the wheat. And we can run it. We've got we've got many ways we can do this. I think let's just stay with this one track out here. And in fact, let's do it as a little loop. Just for something different. We will have one-way track that loops all the way around, like so. So we'll set that as one way, and we'll set this as one way. Now there's just a nice loop, and we'll run trains into this station and run full. And go. And while we're at it, what would it cost to buy Beatrix? 7.8 million. I hate to do this, but I think if we buy Beatrix, the scenario is going to be over. But I hope you get the idea that we can run goods into this. We can run here. Let's run sugar in just to be doing it. We can run sugar in, and we can either go out the other end or, yeah, why not? Why not? Let's just loop out the other end. Sorry, I had a moment there where I didn't think I had set up the signals, but yes, we did. Slight mental lapse there, sorry. Run this in here like so. Run a couple trains of sugar in there. And pause for a second. We definitely want to have meat going into Toledo.
annoys me that to this day, nobody has erected a memorial to our founding father, George Washington. I hope that the disputes about it be over someday, and I'll be the first to make a donation towards it.
There we go. We knew that was coming because of those kind of random assignments. Nobody likes the security guard. They like that one. And find a home for this guy. Okay. Where was I? Over here somewhere. Okay, we've got meat coming in. Now let's put let's do corn and see what we have to do to use this little doohickey. And I can tell you, all we have to do is close off this loop like that. Set another signal like so, and now we can run corn. All we have to do is merge in with the line like that, and then come out of it like that. Whoops, no, not like that. Like that. And run back up. To our corn like so. Okay, so now we've got corn coming in, and that track's getting very, very busy. That's the disadvantage of kind of just having one track to play with over here. But nevertheless, we're rocking and rolling here. We've got, now let's see what we got for staff. Accountant. Auctions. No, that's not going to help us. Reporter. Yeah, let's send a reporter after Beatrix. Okay, we're 3 times her size, so she's not going to be very hard to take out. All right, so hopefully you can see kind of the idea of how this little setup works, and how, and let's give them a museum and keep them growing. And let's see how Grand Rapids is doing. It's growing nicely. It'll get corn and sugar not in the not too distant future. And see how in this setup, see how it's taking meat and wheat. What it did was it said, I've got one meat I could export they need. It takes that, then it goes up here and says, okay, top me off with the wheat that it needs and take it all down there. And that way these trains on this line, see the nice profit they're making because they all tend to run full. So that's the idea behind that. And let's just see if we can't just go ahead and finish off Beatrix. We've got little tiny loans here. Let's just raise some money. Got $5 million to spend on Beatrix. Let's buy 2/3 of her. And the other third will cost us about $3 million, which will not take long to raise. And that will end the scenario. So it's July 1832. So if we were going according to script, we would be kind of connecting Baltimore and Pittsburgh now. So we've gone through all of this, and we're in pretty good shape. And we could even go back now and do some optimization. I tend to play way too fast, but we could optimize a few things. So let's just make sure, for example, our dairy farm, we know that it could stand to be pumping out more, so we'll move it up. We'll put a museum in Washington, so it keeps growing. What other business? The median. No, we don't own any of those. That's weird.
My brother spent some time in England. His accounts of how the railroad is used in mining there fascinated me. However, in America, we have considerably greater distances to overcome.
You know what?
Mammoth task.
Shame on me. I never did look to see that trade warehouse. I wonder if it had like furniture or something. It did. Yeah, no, not really. I'm not sure what that trade warehouse was for, to be honest with you. You can see that our logging has more than paid for itself. Easily. Now at this point I'm kind of tired of building on this map. I mean, we could keep going. It'd be easy to run up our property value or our company value. Look at it's growing and growing without just by continuing to build. Just keep right on building. But I just assume buy out Beatrix and be done with it. All right, they're going to give us this. We'll take it. All right. We've got a beer meat line right here that Don Lorenzo used to have, and we kind of shut down when we liquidated him. So let's go in here and connect it up with this line. Well, I used the wrong platform, but we can fix that. Now, why can't we go to New York? Because I forgot, of course, to finish this off up here. So if this goes like that, and we delete this section. I'm just trying to set it so I can use the consistent style all the way around the junctions. There we go. Take the least busy platform we can find. I don't pay blackmail. Ooh, they've done a much faster, better train. What would it cost us? 2.8. Maybe we'll get there, but I think we're just going to buy out Beatrix again. See, where are we? Yeah, we're almost there. I'd like to hurry up and buy out Beatrix. 2.5. Slow down. There we go. Now we're going to buy Beatrix. I'd rather buy her than win it some other way. Stop. There we go.
The upswing can be felt along the entire East Coast thanks to the dense rail network. And since you have connected the Great Lakes and cities,
So let's see how we did.
the United States have grown a little bit closer together again.
And if you don't, with your permission, I'm going to, well, even without your permission, I'm going to skip the cutscene. Got our president, perfect score on timing. That's all we could do, perfect score. So if it took us, I love how they say this, 2 years, 12 months. That means it didn't quite take 3 years. We were in that 12th month. And we hit our company value, so looking good. So, and let's just go back. I'm going to continue playing for a second, because I want to just kind of summarize some of the techniques we used. One was, of course, to buy industries using Roger's ability, and then to put in inexpensive industries, again, using Roger's ability. Also, we, I see a little problem there. I think our milk line never does hit a supply tear. There, we'll fix that. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, so we used his ability to buy industries and to put in cheaper industries. And then we also saw the new functionality with the warehouse. We even used one warehouse to cover 2 cities here and move goods into it that supplied both Baltimore and DC, and they both grew to very large size. We set up a 3-city cluster with New York, Baltimore, and Washington to get all 3 of them to grow. Did we do? How did we do? I got 90,000 in New York, so we did well on the 3-city cluster. We made sure we owned a lot of industries and made money off of those. And what else did we do? What else did we do? Oh, and then we went out here and set up a pass-through warehouse. And you'll notice that Toledo is growing gangbusters, and Grand Rapids is growing very, very well. In fact, they've got some bad industries in there that we would want to get rid of. But nevertheless, we could clean that up, put in more growth-oriented industries, ones that are needed earlier, and keep those 2 growing and just do great with them. But you'll notice here we're looking good. We got $8 million, so we could pay off any. We could be debt-free by the end of the 3rd year and have all our competitors gone and just have the whole map to ourselves. So I hope you saw something in that that can help you with this scenario or with this mission, and more importantly, just in your general gameplay. And I hope that was a good illustration of some of the changes that have been made since this game first came out. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player, and I hope you'll join us for our next Railway Empire video. Thank you.